It's game 2 of our high school hockey night live doubleheader on 10-band TV. I am Matt Geico. Welcome inside the confines of Printscape Arena in South Point, Pennsylvania, just outside of Canonsburg, as Cap Hockey Services presents Canon Macmillan versus Pine-Richland. Canon Mac coming into tonight, trying for its first home win of the year. Last time out, we had them right here on 10-band TV as they put a scare into Peters Township, but eventually fell 3-0. This was last Tuesday, and the third goal scored by PT into an empty net. So really a 2-goal game. It was a tight one the whole way. A contentious game, as it always is, between the two South Hills rivals. But Canon Mac was left with just the one win on the year, and that happened on the road. So trying to defend home ice as the invading team tonight is Pine-Richland. The Rams have won 4 straight, 2 of those on the road. And in fact, since the new year turned over, they have a record of 5-2, and as of right now, looking pretty right near the top of the Class AAA standings. Pine-Richland, although Peters Township won just a moment ago on the first game of our doubleheader tonight to climb within 1 point of Pine-Richland, the Rams still hold second place all by themselves, 3 points behind Seneca Valley, so that top spot is still very attainable for Pine-Richland. If they have any aspirations of collecting a regular season title, which I'm sure they do, they've gotten this far through 17 games, but they're going to have to probably win their last 3, including tonight against Canon Mac, if they want to hang a banner up at Barrel Ice Complex. Tonight they're on the road, as I mentioned, and these two teams met at Barrel back on November the 16th. Pine-Richland scored a 4-1 win that night. The Rams are one of the top scoring teams in Class AAA. They are averaging 3.9 goals per game. They've got a couple of the top scorers in the league. Zachary Howard has 28 points, one behind leader Camden Martin of Peters Township, and then Cullen Campbell has 23. He ranks 4th, just behind Drew Alexander of Peters Township. So a couple of Indians, couple of Rams right at the top of the scoring race in Class AAA. Howard and Campbell, certainly names to watch for Pine-Richland. Howard wears number 53, and Campbell wears number 34. And there you see the Rams in the dark uniforms, not sporting the green tonight. They're looking positively stealth out there with a two-tone look. Pine-Richland has been here once already this year. They played Peters Township, and they fell 6-2 just before the holiday break. And then coming back from holiday, they lost to Seneca Valley 6-4, but since then, 5 wins in 6 games, and the only loss was in a shootout. So actually 5-0-1, if you want to be technical about it. The only defeat, in quotes, was to Mount Lebo on the road. Since then, they have beaten North Allegheny on the road. They beat Baldwin 8-1 on the road. They went up to Erie and wiped out Cathedral Prep 5-1. And on home ice, most recently, they beat Upper St. Clair 4-0, and they topped Mount Lebo 6-2 last Thursday. That was their most recent action. For the Rams that night, Zach Howard scored a couple of goals. A.J. Versella had 2 as well. Carson Versella had a pair of assists. Also scoring that night, Jeremy Casper and Cullen Campbell. And in net that night against Mount Lebo, Brett Sudak, number 21. We'll see if it's him or Nathan Dembowski in net. Dembowski played in the previous trip in for Peters Township, Pine-Richland against Peters Township. So there's a couple of options there for the Rams in net. Sudak has played the majority of the games, though. He's gotten 11 starts, and he has an 8-2-1 record. Dembowski at 4-2. As for Canon Mac, coming off the loss to Peters Township, they also narrowly fell to Mount Lebo and Cathedral Prep each of those 1-goal losses. That's been the story for Canon Mac. They haven't been terribly porous at the defensive end, but offensively, they have been shut out 5 times on the year, and they were held to 1 goal 3 other times. So in 8 of their games, 8 of their 15 games, it's been 1 goal or fewer. So can they find a way to get to 2? Can they find a way to get to 3? 3 would be outstanding, as this squad looks for experience. I talked about it last week with Brian Mitchell of Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. It's a young roster, a lot of sophomores on this Canon Mac team, and hoping that the growing pains they experience this year will lead to a growth spurt in the offseason as they head into next year. They're not going to make the playoffs. They just have the 2 points on the season. Does Canon Mac. They have been mathematically eliminated. So it is about building for next year, and they've got 5 games left, which to do it. There's been some number changes for Jordan Yaklick's Pine-Richland team with apparently a new set of jerseys here. I've never seen them wear these before, so bear with me as I'll try to get these right. Thank you to Todd Kazarowski and his crew for passing along that information. Canon Mac, speaking of uniforms, wearing those beautiful golds again. Happy to see those. Ben Vitodian's their leading scorer. The senior has 9 points on the year. And, in fact, this is the final home game of the season for Canon Mac. Very interesting, as they'll play their last 4 on the road. Central Catholic, North Allegheny, Cathedral Prep, and Upper St. Clair to wrap it up. 5 games in February for the Big Macs. All right, so it'll be the face-off at center ice. Braden Phillips controls for the Big Macs, and off we go in game number 2 of our high school hockey night doubleheader. In front of the net, and a chance and a couple of saves right off the hop for Aiden Bobbs. Bobbs tested at the start and comes through to keep Canon Mac from falling behind very early on the opening shift of this game. So the Rams, Nedham Proctor, off the face-off win, nubbed the shot behind the goal. Benjamin Bailey's hacking at it. Joshua Lanyard couldn't make anything happen. Here comes Ben Vitodian, rambling down the wing for Kenan McMillan. He centers it, and that's off the pad of the goaltender. Again, a turnover. Vitodian whiffed on the shot. Stepping up to take it away, Josh Lanyard. Cullen Campbell on the dump and chase. Couldn't beat his man to the puck. It was Carson O'Donohue, and it bounces out through to center. Phillips took the shot from center ice. Karams off the glove of the goaltender. That's Sudak in net. So Sudak gets another look here for Pine-Richland. On the road, Douglas Van Meter into the attacking end. Toss it behind Carson Versello, centering, bouncing around, and a save made by Bobbs on the chance by Zach Howard. So the Rams get right to it here. Nicholas Rope, or Isaac Baker rather, guided it in below the goal line, and a whistle and a stoppage in play. Looks like the puck's going to stay in the attacking zone as the net was knocked off its pegs. Aiden Bobbs getting the call for Canon Mac. We've seen quite a bit of him this year in addition to Chase Sloan. Bobbs an 0-5 mark on the season, .873 save percentage for him. Canon Mac still looking for his first shutout of the season. Bryce Wilson lifts it up and out. It was Wilson who got involved with Camden Martin of Peters Township last week, led to the 1-game suspension of Camden Martin for a butt-ending penalty. The Big Macs were getting under the Indian skin last week a bit, despite Peters Township's eventual win, 3-0. Edgar handed it over, but the Rams can't connect on the pass. Max Hart poked it through to center ice. Back there's Edgar again. Hart couldn't control it. And a wrister off the glove of Bobbs from A.J. Verzella, and it hops over the high glass and out of play. Again, tonight's game brought to you by Cap Hockey Services, providing opportunities to showcase players for ACHA coaches and teams. ACHA becoming a more viable option by the year for players who want to play in college, don't necessarily want to play in juniors. And the quality of play at the ACHA level has never been better. We're talking about varsity standards for these squads. As here come the Rams in transition. A centering pass, and O'Donohue pokes it away from the front of the net. Verzella was driving. That was A.J. Verzella. Verzella out high in the zone. Makes the quick pass, gets it right back, and lost control of the puck. This is Matt Geico on the play-by-play. Once again, after calling Peters Township 7-2 win against Upper St. Clair earlier tonight, Troy Jones for Peters Township scoring a lacrosse-style goal in the third period. The first one I've had the pleasure to call. The second one we've had on 10-Band TV over the past couple of seasons. Rocco Musto wedged off the puck. Back to take control, Carson Parkhill. These are new jerseys for Pine-Richland, so not everyone has a name on their back, unfortunately for me, but I never expected at this level. Gallardini wristing, that was deflected. They got numbers, I'm okay. In front of the goal, Vitodian takes a couple of hacks at it, and he's stopped by Dembowski. Pardon me, it is Dembowski, not Sudak in goal. So Nathan Dembowski gets the start, and he makes the save there, right on the goal line. Vitodian couldn't believe it. He couldn't shovel this one home. A couple of hacks at it, and then, well, he got dumped. And deservedly so by Aiden Tarasovic. One of the Rams is in the box. Tarasovic has a seat. So Dembowski on the year, a record of 4-2, a .903 save percentage as he watches this shot whistle wide. .219 goals against average and 1 shutout. His second game in this building this year, trying to redeem himself after a 6-2 loss to Peters Township back in December. Max Hart, so the power play for Canon Mac. Hart, high flip, too high as it turns out. It ends up over the bar, retrieved by Vitodian. His wrister deflected off the rink. Vitodian, the captain of the Big Macs. Canon Mac's power play, last out of 11 teams, 9.8%. Well, we'll round it up to 10. 5 goals on 51 opportunities coming in. Pine-Richland's PK, 74% on the season. That is 9th out of 11 teams. Save made by Dembowski. Comes free. Vitodian right on goal with that. And Dembowski makes the second save. Swatted out of the zone, and does Cullen Campbell. Campbell takes this puck. Short-handed chance here for the Rams, trying to go right back to the man who gave it to him, Lanyard, but it didn't connect. 1 minute to go on this power play. A couple of struggling units here going toe-to-toe at the start of this game. Musto eluded the pressure of Isaac Baker. Van Meter, veteran Ram, gets it up and out. Again, Pine-Richland just 3 points behind Seneca Valley for the top spot in Class AAA with 3 games to go. The Raiders don't play tonight. Big Mac is stripped at center ice. A.J. Verzella sends it up ahead. And just 20 seconds remaining now on this Canon Mac power play. They've gotten a couple of looks, a couple of shots on goal. Nothing's fallen yet, obviously. Final 10 seconds, they're having trouble getting through the middle of the ice. Gallardini trying to do it himself. He sets sail into the left corner, but the power play is over. Centering pass from Gallardini, intercepted. A.J. Verzella. Cross-rink delivery goes in behind Carson Parkhill. Now Blake Schultz. Chip in charge, goes in after it. Delivers a slight bump behind the net. Nothing too strenuous. These teams warm to the task. It'll be Elliot Moser for Canon Mac. He's got a man in the middle. That's Costa. He couldn't turn it toward the net. Gallardini, a little flip play. Works for a moment, but now Mike Tunder settles in behind his goal. His pass deflected, but right to Nicholas Rope. He was dumped just outside the blue line. Fed up ahead, no icing here. But a penalty coming up against Canon Mac. I thought there might be one as Rope went down. Tripping the call against Alex Gallardini. We had a Gallardini in our first game as well for Upper St. Clair. So the Pine-Richland power play goes to work. That was Nico, by the way, for Upper St. Clair. Wrister by Van Meter, patted out by Bobbs, a rebound, and Bobbs makes the save again. No further play. On the chance down the wing by Cullen Campbell. Lanyard at the dot, wins the faceoff. Right back to Van Meter. Creates an angle for a pass to Campbell. Had a hard time handling it, though. But the Rams are back in possession, back across. Bobbs makes a great save. The net came off behind him on Lanyard. Lanyard had a half a net looking at him, but couldn't beat Bobbs, who pushed across hard, I guess too hard, because it dislodged the net. 22 seconds into this power play, Pine-Richland has a couple of opportunities already. Another face-off win by Howard. Benjamin Bailey's. Gets it right back here. Pine-Richland's power play, 29%. Tops in Class AAA. Cross-rank pass, though, off a body and out to center. That'll force the Rams to go fish. But here they are, Howard. Cut-in move, left it back. Wrist shot by Campbell, blocked. And cleared again by the Big Macs. The penalty kill for Canon Mac, pretty good, 81%. 5th out of 11 teams. They started the year on a heck of a run from what I remember. I've called quite a few Canon Mac games this year. Still haven't seen them win a game. They've come close often this season. A whistle and a stoppage. And they've just gotten the one game to overtime, too. That's been the tough part. They haven't picked up points when they've had opportunities to send games to extra time. Just the one overtime game, and that's the one they won against Baldwin. So no overtime losses, and the point you get resulting from those. Power play continues on. Carson Verzella in over the line. Caught up to the puck behind the net. Tarasovic to the far side. Andrew Getty poked in front, score! But the net's knocked off, and it won't count. A.J. Verzella thought he had the opening tally. I don't think it's going to count, though. Second time that Bobbs has knocked the net off. Oh, boy. Controversy to start this game as the Pine-Richland power play thought they had one from the second unit. But this might be a penalty against Bobbs for delay of game as well. Yes, it is. So that's what happened. No goal, but it's now a 5-on-3. Interesting. Someone's got to serve it, so it'll be Austin Smith. So here we go. 5-on-3 power play for the next 20 seconds. Carson Verzella tried to shoot. That was blocked. The rebound, Tarasovic hammered it over the bar. Andrew Getty from the corner. Try to make a pass. O'Donohue got in the way of that. It'll be Jeremy Casper. Andrew Getty teaming up. He's got it in his skates somewhere. Down to the final 3 seconds of the first penalty. Canon Mac about to be short by just one man now. And they are. Players topple over in the corner. O'Donohue, happy to kill time. Thought he put his glove on it for a second, but no, it's still free. And now Casper. From behind the goal, O'Donohue tries to pin him. He couldn't. Jeremy Casper fires it across, looking for Andrighetti. Back over here, near side, Casper, shot save by Bobbs, and the rebound bounced out of the zone by the Big Macs and O'Donohue. Five of Canon Mac's losses this year, regulation losses, all of them, have been by 1 goal. So yes, the offense has struggled, but they've also been a bit unlucky. They have not been able to get the bounce, make the play at the end of the games. Some of that's fortune, of course. Some of that is just executing under pressure. Bailey's dropped it back. Still a power play for the Rams and a chance, and the shot's blocked. Never got through to Bobbs from Tarasovic. He collects this pass, D to D. Now takes the shot, and Bobbs patted it away. Saw it at the last second with Campbell running a moving screen. Behind the goal, Howard. Connected over to Campbell in the corner, but no. Out to a vacant point. Nobody home for Pine-Richland. Aiden Tarasovic. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Looks like Canon Mac's going to survive this. Each side has had a power play opportunity early on, but looks like each side is going to come up empty. Icing against Pine-Richland, and that will be the case here with just 2 seconds to go. On the delay of game penalty that was issued, to the goaltender, Aiden Bobbs. So Gallardini and Bobbs penalized back-to-back, but neither one hurts the Big Macs in the end. Shots on goal, 9 for Pine-Richland, 4 for Canon Mac, as we return to 5-on-5 play. 6:40 remaining in the period. Around the outside, Adam Proctor, the defenseman. Getting up into the play, the sophomore ties up his man. So does Carson Parkhill, but it's free to Canon Mac, and they escape with a pass from Hart. On to Wilson. From behind the goal, Costa couldn't catch up to it for the Big Macs, and punched out of the zone by Pine-Richland. Parkhill, that's a delayed offside, and it's whistled against the Rams with just over 6 to play in the first. Win tonight for Pine-Richland would keep them in the running for first overall in the league, regular season-wise. And of course, you always want to have as high of a seed as possible going into the playoffs to play the lowest seed possible. Turned over, Verzella, glove save by Bobbs, and he covers up at his feet. A.J. Verzella, the junior, had the puck bounce right to him in the slot, but unable to beat the goalie. We've got A.J. Verzella and the freshman Carson Verzella. Wrister from the point. From Baker, tipped to the near side corner. Jeremy Casper up the boards but intercepted and cleared by the Big Macs. Vitodian chasing it down. Runs into Tarasovic, but Tarasovic makes a fine play to double back for the puck. Angled ahead by, Josh Lanyard. Some different numbers for Pine-Richland compared to their usual roster with these new uniforms being worked in. I'm assuming they're new. Quite a few are different. So I was handed a replacement roster sheet just before face-off. Glad I have it, though. O'Donohue with a stinging check on Benjamin Bailey's. 5 to go in the first. Canon Mac trying to get the offense engaged again. It's been a little while. Edgar, a floating shot and a glove save and a keep from Dembowski. Nathan Dembowski, the senior goalie. Brett Sudak, who's played more this year, is a junior. I'm told it is a third jersey alternate, so not a new road jersey necessarily, just a jersey they can wear either way. And there's a bit of green on the uniform still. I actually like them a lot. And very readable numbers, I will say. And names too. Van Meter dropping it back. Wrist shot by Parkhill. A stop, rebound, score! That was Campbell who had the opening opportunity from that sequence, and then Van Meter, I believe, got the last touch to poke it in behind Bob's, and Pine-Richland's got the opening salvo. 1-zip Rams. So there's Campbell off the arm of Bob's, and yes, it was the defenseman, Douglas Van Meter, the sophomore, on the spot to knock it home. His third goal of the year. Give the primary assist to Cullen Campbell as he continues to climb the point-scoring ranks in Class AAA. Takeaway, but Campbell unable to make the play. This Rams offense averaging nearly 4 goals per game. No surprise to see them get one on the board in the first period. Surprise might be that it took them this long. Rister was blocked out at the point. Here comes Costa back for Canon Mac, and a good save from Dembowski. Maybe his best as he punched that away, but a penalty is coming against Pine-Richland. Called by the referee behind the play. Tripping will be the minor. So Van Meter from Campbell, and now Benjamin Bailey's goes to the box. Power play time for Canon Mac. Its second opportunity of this game. Musto against Verzella at the dot, and, well, it looked like Musto won it, but instead, charging through to poke it all the way down was Zach Howard. Another power play for Cannon McMillan. See what they do with this second look. They have 5 PPGs on the year, 2 of them scored by Michael Traynor, who I have not seen on the ice tonight so far. Also one apiece for O'Donoghue, Lamego, and Vitodian. Phillips is stripped at center ice. O'Donoghue, though, pokes it further, and on it to follow on Edgar. Braden Edgar, we're at number 97. Put it in behind the goal, whiffing on the attempted clear. Was one of the Rams, and here they come back out to center. Howard. O'Donoghue taking it in, trying to slice inside. He got a shot away. One hand on the stick. Dembowski had to be sharp to make that save. I don't think he had any right to believe that O'Donoghue could still shoot that, but he did with a long reach. Phillips cross-ring pass picked off by Campbell on the backside, and here he comes. Chasing after his own chip out the center. Campbell trying to make a pass across. That was blocked down by O'Donoghue. He's probably going to play 40 minutes tonight. Carson O'Donoghue. Has he left the ice yet? I'm not sure. Final seconds of the power play for Canon Mac. Trying to tie this one up late in the first. Blocker save from Dembowski. Van Meter, the goal scorer for Pine-Richland, slugs it all the way down. Can confirm that O'Donoghue has taken his seat at the moment as Gallardini takes over. Sometimes you exaggerate and say a guy plays half the game. O'Donoghue will play half the game, and probably more. Van Meter on the take back. Finds it, feeds it, but it's away from the reach of Raup, and bounces in on goal. Aiden Bobbs melts it down. Hayden Keegan around the net, too, for Pine-Richland. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Cap Hockey Services. And also, remember to check out our advertisers. The rolling display at the bottom of the screen will have QR codes you can scan. Again, Hayden Keegan got an opportunity off the draw. 90 seconds to go in the period. Tarasovic is going to have to backpedal, but this is icing against Canon Mac. Dembowski just back there for a cursory touch of the puck. There you see the home bench. Canon Mac just the one win on the year. A record of 1-14. Pine-Richland 12-4-1 on a 5-0-1 run since the new year, or just after it, in fact. Nearly a turnover as Costa tried to poke it off the stick of Casper. Didn't lead to anything, though, for the Big Macs. Tarasovic, a fine aerial pass, flagged down by A.J. Vrzela. Handing it off, and a snapshot by Casper, blocked away by Aiden Bobbs. We're under a minute to go in the first. 2 penalties for either side. No goals on those power plays. Right in is Keegan. Vrzela getting a hack at it, and stopped by Bobbs. It was under him somewhere with 37 seconds to go in the period. That net looks like it's, again, off that left peg. Yes, it is reset by one of the referees, as you see there on your device screen. Off the face-off. The Rams go to work again. In front of the net. Tapped away. Back out to Proctor, who bounds one wide of the goal. Zach Howard handed it off. Slapper by Van Meter. Missed everything. Final 20 seconds. Proctor nudged it down the boards. Here's a slap shot by Howard, blocked. Another chance. Fed it in front. And it bounced off the stick of Carson Vrzela. He tries to center. And with 6 seconds to go, the Big Macs pick it off. Vatodian trying to get around Proctor for one last look. And he won't be able to get there. The buzzer sounds. Douglas Van Meter scoring the only goal of the game so far. We're through one period from Printscape with the Rams on top of the Big Macs, 1-0 on PIHL High School Hockey Night Live on 10 Band TV. Stay with us for the second period shortly. Late game from Printscape. Pine-Richland leads Canon Mac 1-0 on 10 Band TV. This is High School Hockey Night Live. I'm Matt Geica. With the assist on Douglas Van Meter's goal in the first period, Cullen Campbell has 12 assists on the year to go with his 12 goals, 24 total points, just one behind Eli Rankin of Upper St. Clair, who we saw in our first game, scored twice. So that would put Campbell in 5th place in the Class AAA scoring race. Zach Howard, his teammate, in 3rd. Now 2 behind Drew Alexander, who took over the lead in the scoring chase with 4 points tonight, overtaking his teammate Camden Martin in PT's 7-2 victory against Upper St. Clair in our 7 o'clock game this evening. 17 minutes loaded on the clock. Second period on tap from Printscape Arena. I'm Matt Geica bringing you the play-by-play. Thank you for joining us. Todd Kazarowski and his crew on site. Lanyard lost the draw to Vatodian of Canon Mac, and a shot from way out by the boards, handled easily by Nathan Dembowski. There you see a close-up look at those new Rams alternate 3rd jerseys. Mostly black with a little bit of green, kind of like the old Dallas Stars look before they went to the current uniform set several years ago. Black and green, it can look pretty good together. I think these uniforms are quite outstanding, in fact. Campbell catching up to the puck in the corner, or trying to, but he was dispossessed by Max Hart. Guides it up the far side wall. Proctor pushed it right back in, but from the half wall, the Big Macs clear. And so Proctor cradles again. Sophomore defenseman makes the play back against the grain. And out come the Rams through to center. Campbell is going to try to get to this dump in. Won't be able to beat Gallardini to it, but Campbell does get possession. out of the corner. Back to the line. The Rams think about a shot, but instead forced out to center ice. Counterattack chance for Canon Mac. Toward the front, and Costa just missed on the backhand. Effective pass there. Didn't quite catch the number of who it was before he just headed off to the bench. O'Donohue tries to glove that down at center, but he inadvertently knocked it into his own bench. Isbell and Edgar, your defenseman for Canon Mac. Moser, Vatodian, flanking Braden Phillips on the forward line. Vatodian tried to swing it into the zone. Actually, that was Phillips, pardon me. Bounce free, and a penalty. Canon Mac touched it, so I think it's going to go against the home side. Cross-checking. Called against the captain, Vatodian. Third power play chance for Pine-Richland. Josh Lanyard leads this Rams squad with 6 power play goals. Cullen Campbell's got 4. Zach Howard has 3. And then 1 apiece for Bailey's, Van Meter, and Logan Kozak, who I've not seen out there tonight. Regardless, here's power play number 3 for the Rams. Van Meter, the goal scorer, takes a look. He shot it, but it was blocked. All the way back, he's got to be careful. He's got 2 Big Macs right there in his kitchen, and Van Meter did a good job to work it up to Campbell. On the one touch, over to Howard. Wrist shot blocked. Second chance here. Thrown across the zone. Campbell flings it over to the far side, and Howard. Van Meter, head up, shooting, score! Might have been deflected in. Either way, Van Meter's got another point, and the Rams have a power play goal. Early in the second, they lead 2-0. Van Meter shot it, and he's the first through the handshake line. We'll see if we can do some forensics on this replay. I think it might have been straight in. Lanyard celebrated, then he pointed back to Van Meter. So how about a 2-goal game for Douglas Van Meter? And a PPG again for the top unit in Class AAA. Verzella trying to toe drag, but Carson Verzella couldn't pull it off. Bursting into the zone, but now he's there working with Andrighetti, Colton Andrighetti, the freshman. 2 freshmen working together. Carson and Colton. But instead it'll be Gallardini. But not for long. Taken away. Van Meter. He's on hat-trick watch. But his shot was deflected into the far corner, and we get another stoppage in play. 14:20 remaining in the second. And Canon Mac has now gone the last 4 periods without a goal. They were shut out by Peters Township 3-0 last week. Can they mount a pushback here against a hot Rams squad coming in here tonight? Having collected points in 6 straight, 5 of those wins. Verzella over to the far side. Baker lifts it down. A.J. Verzella to the corner with a pass to Casper. Back to A.J. Guides it back to the point. Baker. It's a tight area game right now for Pine-Richland. They're okay with that. And now they have an opportunity. Trying to hit the man coming down the slot. That was Keegan, but pass couldn't be completed. Now stepping up, but offside. Isaac Baker and the Rams from the blue line. Plenty more games coming up later this week on 10-Band TV. You saw the promos there between periods. We've got the Winter Classic, the PIHL version of the Winter Classic this week. Also a couple of games on Thursday. Full schedule on 10band.tv, TENBAND.tv. So the Rams lead at 2-0. Douglas Van Meter, both goals. Sophomore D-man finding his shooting touch tonight. The first one banged it in from right in front of the goal on a rebound. The second one, a point shot during a power play that found its way in. Verzella clears it across. Nothing but yellow jerseys over there. O'Donohue rather, tries to run the gauntlet, but he's bumped off the puck by Baker. To the side of the net and stumbling out, falling on top of that puck, Dembowski to get the whistle. Halting start to the second period. As we approach 10 o'clock on a Tuesday night, the usual nightcap here at Printscape. For the first time in a little while, though, it is a AAA game. Not a D2 game, which we saw last week. Trinity hosting against Carrick. Our very own Brian Mitchell was on the call for that. Trinity put in a couple that night, but Carrick way too much offensively. And we'll face it off at center ice, right at the center dot, in fact. In the building the Penguins used to call home for their training camp and most of their practices. Wrister, save by Bobbs on the opportunity for Proctor. Speaking of the Penguins, how'd they do tonight? How about a 3-0 win against Winnipeg? That'll do, coming off the All-Star break. Letang, Carter, and Brian Rust, the goal scorers, and 2 of them on a power play. Oh, my goodness. A bonanza for the Pens. Tristan Jarry gets another shutout. I think he leads the NHL in clean sheets this year. Icing against Canon Mac. The Pens are out of the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference, but they have quite a few games in hand on most of the teams that they're chasing. So, in the end, they control a lot of their fate. As we go to the unofficial second half of the NHL season. We're into the fourth quarter, if you will, of the PIHL regular season. O'Donohue just smashed Campbell, who took it right in the mask, and a penalty is going to be called. Kind of a reverse hit there. Let's take a look at that replay. We just saw the tail end of it, but Campbell got run over. Was it before he touched the puck? I'm not sure why the penalty there otherwise looked to be legit. But the alternate Captain O'Donohue is headed to the penalty box. Campbell at the dot against Phillips. And again, this potent Pine-Richland PP gets another look. That was Lanyard, actually, kicked out of the dot. Bouncing around, kept in at the point. Bailey's far side, wrist shot, save Bobbs. Rebound available. Campbell to the doorstep, Lanyard. Nudged it just wide of the goal. Campbell in front. What a save by Bobbs. Oh, my goodness. Zachary Howard stunned as I think Bobbs caught that as he spun around. Looked like he was breakdancing in the crease, and he made the stop, and there was no rebound somehow. Even more impressively, the puck just stuck to him. First, it was Lanyard just missing. It was a glove save. A total smother job from Aiden Bobbs. Just threw the glove out as far as he could to try to cut down the angle. Campbell wristing it across, looking for Lanyard. It's deflected to the end wall. Or the side wall, pardon me. Josh Lanyard. And the Rams turn it over. Moser on the carry back for Canon Mac. Here comes Rocco Musto, trying to make some moves, but too many black jerseys between him and the net. Van Meter popped it free. He has 2 goals in this game, does Douglas Van Meter, both of them for Pine-Richland. Howard nearly scored another goal. Now he backpedals. Smooth skating Zachary Howard to the middle, though, and it's off the stick of Musto and out to center. Lanyard redirects it ahead. And again, cleared by the Big Macs, trying to stay viable in this one. Can't afford to fall behind by 3 here on home ice, you wouldn't imagine. Andrew Getty, the freshman, stripped as he came in over the line. Since that early flurry on this power play, good job from Canon Mac to defend the zone. Tarasovic wires it in. Around the horn it goes. Carson Vercella touched it on to Andrighetti. Back to the point. A shot by Tarasovic. Didn't get through. Blocked down at the point of attack. Casper. Andrighetti in the corner. Back out to Tarasovic. Far side. Power play about to be over. Near side shot. And did Bobs get a piece of that opportunity from Andrighetti? I'm not sure. Either way, it missed. And we're back to 5-on-5 with 10 minutes to go, almost exactly, in the second period. And that's icing, I believe, against Canon Mac as the power play had run out. It is 2-0 Pine-Richland. 1 goal in each period so far. Down the wall on Blake Schultz. Has to turn after it. PIHL joins the fray. 3 men in the attacking zone for Pine-Richland, trying to force the turnover, but they can't do it. O'Donohue takes the relay, and the defenseman gets up into the play. Wanted to drag it on his backhand, but it drifted to the end wall. Schultz stepping up. He collides with Costa. Big-time battle there on the sideboards. Raup threw it away, but right to a Ram. PIHL trying to feed to the backside, and that's knocked down. Gallardini, I think, got that as he knelt to the ice. Costa swinging across the zone. Wanted to go back against the grain over to Phillips. Got a quick shovel chance off that Dembowski made the save on. He hasn't seen much action in the second period, has Nathan Dembowski. But keeping his team up by 2 there. Edgar, the quick give to Gallardini, couldn't clear. Baker's shooting. That was blocked down. Still available. Edgar again for Canon Mac. Schultz couldn't get there in time. It's swatted out of the air by a high stick, and that'll draw the whistle with 8:41 left in the second. Just about halfway through regulation time. Easy call there, as you see on the replay. Lanyard knocked it back. And this is Michael Desjardins clearing it up and out. Bailey's trying to swat it over to Lanyard with one hand. Now Bailey's had his stick lifted from behind. Van Meter kept it in the zone, but not for long. It pinballs around and out through to neutral ice. Phillips cruising in. He got around the defenseman, Van Meter, and took the shot on the forehand. Firm shot, but a good save from Dembowski. Still at the side of the net and still loose. Pushed over by Desjardins, and the Rams are away. Campbell taking this area pass. Campbell in front, back to Campbell, and he couldn't slam it in on the far side. Good thought from Bailey's, but the pass a little behind the net, as it turned out. Just the angle wasn't quite right. Lanyard couldn't take the lead feed. Now it's Gallardini's turn. Soft shot on goal. Dembowski, the routine stop. Pine-Richland, I mentioned they have been equal opportunity winners lately. They've won at home. They've won on the road. In fact, they've won their last 3 road games. Wins at North Allegheny, at Baldwin, and at Cathedral Prep. Their last road loss was right here against Peters Township on December the 19th. Also fell on the road at Seneca Valley, but they also beat Central Catholic, Bethel Park, and Upper St. Clair away from home this year. The only team to beat them twice this year, Peters Township. They won on the road as well. Here's Casper in front, and Bob's, I think, deflected that pass that was on its way to Verzella, A.J. Verzella. From Casper. Feels like the Rams are on the verge of getting another one. They're knocking at the door. in a big way. Getting close to 7 to go in the second period. Nice feed from Versella up ahead. Now he takes it back, does AJ. Dropped it there. Casper in a phone booth and lost control to Musto. Musto himself bobbled the puck, but he gets it right back. A lot of defenders in black in the neutral zone there. Snapper off the outside of the goal after the save. Austin Smith guiding that on target for Canon Mac. Back come the Rams, though, all the way in, and Keegan hit the outside of the post with that nifty backhand shot. Versella to Keegan, setting up behind the net. Left it there. Casper trying to go back to Versella. It does get there. Takes the slapper. Rebound, Keegan. And it's under Bobs. He makes another great save. And it's still 2-0 Pine-Richland. That line skates away with their heads down, but they should be proud of the work they did to create some chances, for sure. That's hockey sometimes. Just can't beat the goalie lately. Top-notch performance so far from Aiden Bobs. Just a sophomore, Bobs. Howard, open save, rebound, and it bounces to the side of the net. Andrighetti with a golden chance. I mean, it looks to the Rams' need here. They're all around the net. Just not the finishing touch since Van Meter made it 2-0 very early in this period on the power play. Edgar steps up. Rifles it ahead for Canon Mac. Carson Versella does clear off the stick of Wilson. 3 men back, though, for the Rams. The Big Macs can't make any headways. Andrighetti tosses it ahead to Howard. He plops it in behind the goal. Carson Versella on that. All the way to the near side. Wilson turned it over. Gallardini just chipped it right back to the Pine-Richland line. Baker on the headman delivery, deflected by Carson Versella, right into a Big Mac's wake. Vitodian gloves down the aerial puck. Took the shot, blocked. Vitodian got it back, trying to drag it right to the front, and he drew a penalty, did Ben Vitodian, to give Canon Mac a chance. Another look on the power play. Their third of the night. Isaac Baker saying, what else do you want me to do there? I thought I had a good stick check on Vitodian. But the penalty is called nonetheless. So here's the Canon Mac power play. Under 10% on the season, but doesn't matter right now. If they can execute, they can get back in this in a big way. But they'll have to skate at 200 feet to start the opportunity. Phillips, strong on his skates. On the far side feed, cleared again by the Rams. Canon Mac barely got in over the line, and right back it went. Courtesy of Lanyard. Not just a scorer, also a tenacious defender and forward checker, as it turns out. Give it away to Campbell. Couldn't get it by Musto at the point. And the Big Macs have it. O'Donohue shooting. Save made. Got to the rebound, did Carson O'Donohue. First minute of this power play. Third of the night for Canon Mac. Musto, open shot off the glove of Dembowski. Doesn't know where it is, but Van Meter does. He couldn't clear. O'Donohue kept it in on his forehand. Pivoting and trying to find some room for a shot, maybe. Now duck in behind the goal. He's got Musto right in front of him. O'Donohue keeps, almost does a full lap around the offensive zone. Handed it off to Phillips, shot save. And the rebound, Musto poked it over to Ben Vitodian, who drew this penalty. Vitodian to Musto. Took his eye off the puck, lost control. Cleared out to the line, but no further. O'Donohue again, a shot deflected. Saved Dembowski on Vitodian's redirect, and Vitodian gets yanked out of the front of the crease by Van Meter. Vitodian has a laugh. Well, it was a firm deflection, but unfortunately for the Big Macs, right into the A on Dembowski's chest. With just under 3.5 to go before the long intermission. Musto against A.J. Verzella. Verzella controls, and the Rams gun it up and out. Baker off for hooking, but not for much longer. Just about 15 seconds to go on that penalty. High snapper off the glass. You heard it via our crowd mics. Or rink mics. Thrown across. Edgar to Musto. Power play's over, and O'Donohue couldn't take the cross-ring pass. Or pardon, that was Phillips, actually. He cracks it back to the corner. Centering play from Musto. Hit the outside of the goal frame. And now the Rams try to go back on the attack. And here they are. It's Parkhill. Bounding it toward the middle. Deflected a couple of times. A.J. Verzella couldn't make it happen. And it's punched all the way down the ice, right in on Dembowski. And with Vitodian right in front of him, he had no choice but to freeze it. But the Rams survive. Still 2-0. Douglas Van Meter, both goals for Pine-Richland. Campbell had the assist on one, Bailey's on the other. And that's been it. Pine-Richland out shooting Canon Mac 25-15. That doesn't even really describe it because so many of those 25 shots have been high-quality scoring chances for the Rams. Just have not been able to put in a third. I don't want to say to put the game away, but 3 goals looks a lot nicer than 2. Especially as you prep for a third period on the road. Pushed along Mike Tunder, tying up his man behind the net. Final 2 of the second period. And Dembowski has seen enough. He stops the music once again. Raup tapping the helmet of Dembowski rather tenderly there. Love between teammates. Excuse me, it's a beautiful thing. Get me all choked up here. Or it's just that I've said a lot of words on this high school hockey night doubleheader from Printscape. Happy to do it. First game was highly competitive, although you'd never know it from the final score. 7-2, Peters Township ended up pulling away from Upper St. Clair. That was 4-2 with about 10 minutes to go. Gallerini couldn't keep that puck alive. Back come the Rams. Campbell trying to pick it out of his skates and shoot, and he does. And I think that caught Bob's off the mask, maybe the shoulder. Campbell has a quick release, man. We've seen it a couple of times tonight. Long shot, blocked down. Here are the Big Macs. Phillips dragged it back, almost lost it. Gallardini wanted to go back to him. Gallardini has it behind the goal. A centering pass. Van Meter was there to take it away. Bailey's ahead to Campbell. 2-on-2 rush. Campbell around a man, shot it, save by Bobs. Bailing out Digby Bednar, who got walked by Campbell. Breaking into the attacking zone. Rolling puck nonetheless, too, and Campbell still made that move work. Campbell's high flip down to the Canon Mac line. Howard couldn't keep it in. Bailey's, though, picks it off at center with a half minute to go. All the way across, dangerous pass. Vitodian loads one up. Blocker save. Dembowski. To the side wall it goes. Oh, Vitodian just destroyed one of the Rams. Van Meter, and Vitodian's got to fend for himself here because Campbell didn't like that very much. Van Meter appears to be okay, but I believe that's going to be a boarding call. Van Meter, you saw it there, gave his teammate a tap on the pads. Said, thank you for standing up for me. 21 seconds to go, and the Rams are about to go back to the power play. Vitodian's just going to go off to the locker room. He might have gotten 2 plus more from all that. It'll be a 5th power play for Pine-Richland. Once the referees get the penalties sorted out. Oh, I spy someone watching another game. What do we got there? Gamecocks and Ole Miss. What camera work? (68-65) final, by the way. A little lower scoring here. It's still 2-0 Pine-Richland. And the Rams to set up shop in the attacking zone down to our right. The refs want to get this restarted so we can get the Zamboni out here. This is the time of the game, obviously, when the ice is at its worst. 2 full periods, plus a warm-up on it. Face-off won back by Lanyard. Van Meter. 2 goals in this game, but it's Bailey sending it across. 15 seconds. The Rams got to move with some pace here. Tarasovich to Van Meter, shooting just wide. And Howard tried to wedge it free. Tarasovich with 7 seconds. Van Meter slapper, blocker save by Aiden Bobbs. To the far corner it goes. Dylan Isbell clears down and out. That'll do it for 2 periods of play. The only goal scorer, Douglas Van Meter, but Pine-Richland playing a pretty good road game so far, ahead by 2 going into the 3rd from Printscape Arena in South Point. The 2 teams will take a breather, so will we, and we'll be back for the final period of regulation, and who knows, maybe more, in the 2nd game of our 10-band TV High School Hockey Night Live doubleheader presented by Cap Hockey Services. Stay with us.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
For over 20 years, groups, families, and individuals have been saving money with the Avia Dental Plan.
For as little as $9.25 a month, members can save up to 50% or more on dental care.
Plus, everyone qualifies, and there is no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Start saving today with the Avia Dental Plan.
Go to getlowcostdental.com or call 1-888-431-2273. Smile. You're with people who care.
Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Hey, I'm Tyler Kennedy, 2009 Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup champion here, and trust me, I know what it's like to play to the max. That's why I recommend the patented Heads Up Sports Training System, improving reaction time and your spatial awareness with this dynamic training system all at your fingertips. Train smarter with endless applications for any position. It's that simple. HeadsUpSTS.com. Play with your head up.
2 jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino.
Extra caramel.
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
suits you. The worst part is I know I'll still be there for you. You'll be there when the sky is blue. Fair weather sure suits you. The worst part is I know I'll still be there. For the very first
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
For over 20 years, groups, families, and individuals have been saving money with the Avia Dental Plan.
For as little as $9.25 a month, members can save up to 50% or more on dental care.
Plus, everyone qualifies, and there is no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Start saving today with the Avia Dental Plan.
Go to getlowcostdental.com or call 1-888-431-2273. Smile. You're with people who care.
Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Hey, I'm Tyler Kennedy, 2009 Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup champion here, and trust me, I know what it's like to play to the max. That's why I recommend the patented Heads Up Sports Training System, improving reaction time and your spatial awareness with this dynamic training system all at your fingertips. Train smarter with endless applications for any position. It's that simple. HeadsUpSTS.com. Play with your head up.
2 jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino.
Extra caramel?
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Sure suits you. The worst part is I know I'll still be there for you. You'll be there when the sky is blue.
All right, we're set to go. Third period. Here we go with Pine-Richland ahead by 2 and on a power play as we begin the final frame of regulation. I'm Matt Geico. This is 10 Band TV's presentation of the PIHL, a Class AAA matchup between Canon Mac and the visiting Rams. Bailey's swerves in behind the goal. He lost an edge on the fresh ice sheet. Gallardini couldn't clear past Howard at the half wall. High toss. Bailey's gloves it down, taps it past Max Hart of Canon Mac on to Zachary Howard, centering it and went right past the reach of Benjamin Bailey's. And it caroms out to center ice. Tarasovic in over the line. Final period out of 6 on the night here on 10 Band. And this one, much like the first game, still features the result up for grabs as we start the third. Canon Mac trying to kill off this power play. It'll be O'Donohue powering it out. And down the ice it goes. Reaching out to try to poke it ahead. AJ Verzella. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Howard flags it down, shoots. Glove save by Aiden Bobbs, who's been great tonight for Cannon McMillan. So I've said a couple of times, not necessarily goal prevention that's been an issue for Canon Mac. At times they've gotten great goaltending. Phillips a chance, centers it back. Oh, it was a great pass, but really Moser wasn't quite ready for it, and it was on his backhand side as well, but he had the goaltender, Dembowski, fooled. He didn't think that pass was going to be made. Carson Verzella dropping it back to AJ Verzella. Now to Carson. End of the power play. Pine-Richland about to be 1 for 5 on the night, so that's a win for Canon Mac, too. It's a team that scores on nearly a third of its opportunities this season, coming into the game at least. Tops in Class AAA, just shy of 30%. Turned over, and it's Proctor. Guiding it forward. Andrighetti tapped it right in on net. Aiden Bobbs keeps it with 14:49 to go in the third period. Can the Big Macs make a move in this third? That's the question. Or will it be more of the same? Drive and a stick save by Bobbs. Through 2 periods, the shots were 27-16, Pine-Richland. Now 2 more on the board for the Rams, make it 29-16 on that early power play. It's always kind of a difficult assignment, I find, to come out on the power play and make something happen. Got to get your legs back under you, especially after the long intermission. First to second, whatever, but second to third, that's a legit intermission. Strong check sends Parkhill down to the ice for Pine-Richland. Didn't catch the number. Who did that? Might have been Roman Gasparini. Haven't seen much of him on the puck tonight, but he got an opportunity there. Made the most out of it. Smith looking to pass it out to center for Vollmer, but he couldn't take it. It's just ahead of his reach. Jack Vollmer now has to skate back in his own end as that's an icing against Canon Mac. Well, we're in the final month of the regular season. There you see head coach Jordan Yoklik of Pine-Richland. Final month. That means we have a ton of hockey for you on 10 Band and our affiliate and partner outlets, including Trib Live. They've got a game or two this week. Just go to 10band.tv for the full schedule each and every week of our broadcasts. Winter Classic coming up tomorrow night. Keegan looked to center. That was blocked off. Banged right back in by Van Meter. The only man to score tonight, Douglas Van Meter from the blue line twice. Well, from the blue line once, really. The second one, or the first one, excuse me, was right in front of the net. but you know what I mean. He's a defenseman, so he's a blue liner. But now he's in the corner with 13 minutes to go in this game. Max Hart, or we'll still say regulation. Hart was wrestled down by Bailey's. We'll see if anything comes out of that. No penalties yet. And a stationary scrum for this puck. I can't see it. You can't see it. And the referee blows the whistle. And is there a penalty from all this? Max Hart is being ushered over to the box. It is a penalty. Cross-checking against him. So Hart is done for what he hopes to be the next 2 minutes. Hart, a sophomore, one of many sophomores. A baker's dozen of them, in fact, on this roster, as Pine-Richland has to go search for this puck in their own end. 13 sophomores. That's why I say this last quarter of the season, it's about development. Bailey's, but they'd love to get a win here. Bailey's shot it off the outside of the goal frame, I think, as Bob's got knocked down to the ice. Maybe he got a piece too. Don't want to take anything away from Aiden Bob's. One of those sophomores, Musto, wanted to pull it through bodies, but unable to do it. Howard, look at that burst out of his own end. Zachary Howard, one of the top scorers in AAA, but he's dispossessed by O'Donohue, and out with it comes Canon Mac. It'll be Phillips shooting, and it's off the arm of Dembowski. Oh, he had Musto open on that 2-on-1, elected to shoot. A shot's never a bad play, but maybe there. Better play would have been trying to look for a pass. Anyway, back in behind the net, Proctor for Pine-Richland. A.J. Verzella. Try to go back to Proctor. He poked it to keep it in the zone. Casper, cross rink, tapped away from A.J. Verzella. He goes right behind the back. Or pardon, that was Carson Verzella to A.J. And now Andrighetti. Half minute to go on the power play. Carson to Casper. Behind the back pass. Proctor shot, and it knuckled over the bar. Andrighetti couldn't force it down the wall. It comes right to a Big Mac, and it's cleared with 10 seconds left before Hart's penalty expires. Andrighetti shoots in. The Rams are 1 for 6. A.J. Verzella behind the net to the middle. Carson Verzella taps it over, looking to the far side for Casper. And all he could do was just put it off of the skate of a Canon Mac back checker as we return to 5-on-5 play. And here is Hart fresh out of the penalty box. Delivering the pass to Costa. Shooting, blocked down, bouncing around. Moser hands off. Lost control to Andrighetti briefly. Andrighetti throws a hit. Hart pokes it toward the slot. Moser couldn't fish it out of legs. But now he does have it out by the point. Sprawled down, knocked down. Andrighetti takes over for Pine-Richland. His pass to the far wing. Proctor lost control in front. Watch out. Andrighetti has to swoop in to save the day. And he had company there too. Schultz ran through a man, lost an edge. Baker has to parade back for it. Long stretch without a whistle here. We get close to the midway point of the third. No goals in this third period. Canon Mac trying to avoid getting shut out for the 6th time this year. They've been held to 1 goal or fewer 8 times, in addition to the 5 shutouts. They got to get to 2 at least tonight if they want a point out of this one. Smith was smashed at center ice by Baker. And Isaac Baker pulls this back into the Pine-Richland end. The pass goes off a stick. Schultz fell down. Another penalty coming against Cannon McMillan. And Schultz earned that call with the hustle as he flew into the attacking zone. Well, it could have been construed as a stick lift by Braden Edgar, but it's going to be called hooking. It was called hooking. So Zach Howard on the 7th power play chance for Pine-Richland. A wrister from Van Meter. He's responsible for both. Howard backside, a shot, and I don't know if Bob's got a piece or Tarasovic just missed it. Couldn't tell from this angle, and it's cleared by Canon Mac. Again, a glorious chance. Pine-Richland 1 for 6. Now on its 7th opportunity. Van Meter guided it over to the near side. Back to him. Van Meter shooting. Blocked in front. A lot of bodies. Tapped over near wing. Bailey's hit the post. Rebound. Howard. He's saying it's in. Where is the puck? It's under Bob somewhere. It's in his equipment. Where is it? It ended up outside the goal frame? How is that possible? Let's see this. Did Bob, wait, it made a fantastic save on Bailey's again. And Howard saying it went into the net and then it scooted under? I'm not sure what his claim is, but it's not a goal. Huh. Bob's could be, well, Van Meter didn't have 2 goals. I think Bob's could be our #1 star of the game. Moser. It's still a power play for Pine-Richland. Excuse me. I had Peters Township in the first game. The Indians won at 7-2 over Upper St. Clair. Howard crosses over, breaking in, stops behind the net. Made the pass off. This is Lanyard. Banking it back to Tarasovic, walking the line. Switches with Van Meter. Passed it to him. A shot save made by Bob's rebound. It was under him for a second, but Howard couldn't stash it to the back of the net. Half minute to go on the 7th Pine-Richland power play. Howard with a lot of room and a lot of speed. Drop off to Lanyard. 6 power play goals on the year for number 44 in black. And he gets it in front, and he's stopped by Bob's on the bang-bang chance. Howard made the pass from below the goal line. And again, the Rams can't extend their lead. It's been a while since that second goal. More than a period's worth of action. Bailey's across the zone and now in behind. The power play is over. High rising shot, missed everything. Canon Mac has killed off 6 of 7 against the top power play in the league. In the Class AAA, 11 teams make up Class AAA. Proctor to the corner. Popped it back out. Baker a slapper. Feels like tonight if Bob sees it, even if he's on the ice sprawling around, he's going to stop it. That second goal was scored by Van Meter he didn't see. First one was a rebound that also I think Bob's couldn't track as it bounced around. A.J. Verzella keeps it in. Verzella still with the puck. Made the pass off. In front is Howard, but the feed never came through to him from Casper. Or pardon, that's Keegan rather. Keegan, Casper, and A.J. Verzella, the forward line for Jordan Yaklick's Rams. 5.5 left, but the Big Macs are going to have to start taking chances here, or they'll be stuck with another defeat on home ice. They have not won a game at home this year, just the one win all season, and that was at Baldwin a few weeks ago. And that was in overtime. So no regulation wins this year for Canon Mac. Big Macs ice it, 5:10 to go. Well, they've hung in there, very similar to last week against Peters Township, although I'd say more of the load is rested on the goaltender tonight, Bob's, than it did against Peters Township last week. But give these Big Macs credit. They've been competitive. I know it's cold comfort for them, with just the one win, but they do have to keep their heads up after most of these defeats they've suffered this year under head coach Chuck Fink. Finesse to the near side. Jammed back into the Ram zone. Musto trying to make something happen. And he has the puck, and he centered it. Disappeared for a second from my view, but it came right back to Musto. Moment of concern for the Rams there on the turnover behind their own net. Tarasovic up the near wall. Hacked up but not out by Blake Schultz. Rope throws it up into the air, all the way down. Carson O'Donohue makes a man miss. Here he comes. Shooting, glove save by Dembowski, and no further play. 4:01 to go. O'Donohue said, I'll do it myself. And why not? With the speed he carried coming in, and Van Meter couldn't quite cut him off before he let the shot go. Hard against Howard. And Howard wins it for the Rams. Side of the net, Dembowski holds again. Just 6 seconds ran off the clock. But for the Rams right now, leading just by 2. It's all about safety. Safety first. Looks like that's Todd Hendry dropping the puck, one of the men in stripes tonight. Van Meter bounces it up and out. It's about blue lines right now for the Rams. Get it out, get it in, if you're in doubt. Back in his zone, and a turnover again, and Dembowski had to make a save there on the opportunity for Hart. The net is empty for Canon Mac, and oh boy, that was a tough giveaway from Michael Desjardins in front of his goal, but Dembowski, that's why he's back there, keeps the 0 on the board. And again, 6 attackers out for Canon Mac with 3.5 minutes to go, down 2. Makes a lot of sense for head coach Chuck Fink. Clear down and out, but that'll be an icing against Pine-Richland. We'll do it again. Dembowski this year, and he pounces on this one. He's picked up 5 decisions in his 5 starts. He's been chased a couple of times, but also shut out Bethel Park on 16 saves. Back on the 26th of October. He's working on that right now, trying to get a second one. So are the Rams. In front, Moser stopped by Dembowski from point-blank range. Here come the Big Macs. 3 to go in the third. Hard clearance. All the way down and just wide of the net. Would have been a brilliant billiards goal, but instead it's just another face-off in the Pine-Richland end. That might have been Van Meter who shot that. Bid for the hat trick. Not to be. He has both goals in this game. That's all we've got so far. But it's not over yet. Moser couldn't jam it on goal. He hands off to Edgar behind the net. Swirls out to the corner. Try to go back to Moser. Bouncing around. Tarasovic with a chance. And he couldn't quite clear, but it bounces free and all the way back down into Canon Mac real estate. 2.5 left. Lanyard couldn't pick it off at center. Now he chases over to the far side as Musto sends it forward. Tarasovic tried to dummy the play. Well, he did, but he didn't fool the referee, who waves off the icing. The net's been empty for about 50 seconds now. Howard escapes. Couldn't flip it by. O'Donohue blocked it down. Musto, good pass. Edgar shooting, missed the goal. Casper whiffed on the clear. Musto maneuvering, stick handling, and backhanding in deep. Under 2 left. Lanyard pries it loose. A behind the back shot by Moser right on goal. Not a lot on it, but he was just trying to create, at the very least, a face-off, and so mission accomplished with 1:50 remaining. Still tense at Printscape as we get close to the 11 o'clock hour on a Tuesday night. First Tuesday of February. Punk's Tony Phil said early spring, but that doesn't mean the hockey season's coming to an end anytime soon. We've got a full month of games here. Then the Penguins Cup in March. Drop of the puck, Howard won it cleanly. Spun around the boards and out by the Rams. One more should do it for them. But the Big Macs are still creating, still fighting, with 6 skaters on the ice. Back to the point, wrist shot never got through. Blocked down, here's a chance for the empty nets, and it'll go wide into the corner. Another icing. .131 left. And I think Coach Fink has called timeout for Canon Mac, I believe. Yes, he has. The Rams can regroup. They still have that buffer, that second goal, the all-important second one. Shots on goal in this game, 36 for Pine-Richland, 26 for Canon Mac. Douglas Van Meter scored a rebound goal late in the first period. Then he got a power play goal, drifting one in from the point early in the second. And that's it as far as offense. Pine-Richland's gone 1 for 7 on the power play. That's part of the story, too. Canon Mac 0 for 3. Aiden Bob's, at times, spectacular to keep the Big Macs within striking distance. A team that's won just 1 game all year against maybe the hottest team in AAA in Pine-Richland. The Rams have just 2 games left after tonight, but they've won 5 out of 6. Both them and Peters Township have surged since the calendar page flipped over to 2024. And looking at the standings, Pine-Richland can get within 1 point of Seneca Valley if it can hold on for the win tonight. The Rams are already the scoringest team in AAA. They have 70 goals on the season, but tonight's been more of a struggle against Aiden Bobs and the Big Macs. The net remains empty. Here's the drop of the puck after the timeout. Howard nudges it to the wall, couldn't get it out. O'Donohue kept it in. Who else back there? Standing sentry. Van Meter jamming at it for Pine-Richland. It's loose. It's cleared up the far side, but again, O'Donohue holding it against Howard. 2 big bodies going toe-to-toe. It's flipped on to Phillips to the corner. Phillips trying to come out of the corner and bounced out to the blue line and beyond. 1 minute to go in the third. Alex Gallardini dumped it down the wood. Hart takes it away from Pine-Richland. 50 seconds left. The Big Macs need one in a big hurry. To the corner, and Tarasovic takes a hit, makes the play. O'Donohue lifts it. O'Donohue's going to get it back at the half wall. To Gallardini. 1 touch. It's a good pass to the corner. Phillips tried to tip it. Instead, Hart gets it on goal. And there is Nathan Dembowski one more time, perhaps with 32 seconds, making another save, his 27th of the night. There you see the wrist shot getting through from the sideboards. That was Braden Edgar, pardon me, who put it off a body. Edgar, Hart, O'Donohue, Musto, Gallardini, and Phillips. The attackers out there for Canon Mac to the line, held in again as Andrighetti couldn't clear. Hart to the front, fended off, 25 seconds. Max Hart tenaciously But the Big Macs can't get out of the corner. Throw it across, and Dembowski deflected it behind the net. Down to the final 13 seconds. Gallardini, Phillips, shooting, Dembowski again. 9 seconds to go. Tarasovic gives him a tap on the pads. That save pretty much wrapped it up. With 9 seconds to go, it's going to take divine intervention for Canon Mac to tie this up. Drop of the puck. Lanyard pushed it back. Tarasovic, he's just going to sit on it in the corner, or try to, for the final 5 seconds. AJ Verzella gets in there to pin it, and that's it. Rams win. Rams win. Pine-Richland goes on the road, and they stay hot, collecting their 13th victory of the season. They've won 6 of their last 7. They have 27 points, just 1 behind Seneca Valley for the top spot in Class AAA. Douglas Van Meter, both goals in the game, and Pine-Richland, for the 4th time this season, has blanked an opponent. They shut out Bethel Park, Baldwin, Upper St. Clair, and now Canon Mac, 2-0 at Printscape Arena in South Point. But give a big stick tap and a tap on the pads to Aiden Bobbs. He was fantastic tonight in goal for Canon Mac as well, but the Big Macs are blanked for the 5th time this season, and for the 9th time this year, they're held to 1 goal or fewer. So again, offense can't punch one in. Canon Mac shut out for the 2nd straight game, but again, they're competitive all the way to the final buzzer in this case. So the Big Macs still have 4 games to play. For Pine-Richland, it's at home in 20 days, nearly 3 weeks off. They'll play Bethel Park, and then Central Catholic, 2 games in the final week of the season for Pine-Richland. They're just going to try to somehow keep that form over those 3 weeks off. For Canon Mac, like I said, still plenty of games to go for this young squad. And that closing stretch will begin on Thursday at Alpha Ice Complex against Central Catholic. One last time from Printscape Arena at South Point. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Cap Hockey Services. This has been High School Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV as Pine-Richland wins over Canon Mac 2-0. I'm Matt Geica. For Todd Kazarowski and crew, we're wishing you a great night and have a great rest of your week. Talk to you later. Braden Phillips controls for the Big Macs, and off we go in game number 2 of our high school hockey night doubleheader. In front of the net, and a chance and a couple of saves right off. Never expected at this level. Gallardini wristing, that was deflected. They got numbers, I'm okay. In front of the goal, Vitodian takes a couple of hacks at it. Creates an angle for a pass to Campbell, had a hard time handling it though. But the Rams are back in possession, back across. Bobbs makes a great save. Tarasovic to the far side. Andrighetti poked in front, score! But the net's knocked off and it won't count. He tries to pin him, he couldn't. Jeremy Casper fires it across, looking for Andrighetti. Back over here near side, Casper, shot save. Replacement roster sheet just before face-off. Glad I have it though. O'Donoghue with a stinging check on Benjamin Bailey's. And names too. Van Meter dropping it back. Wrist shot by Parkhill. A stop, rebound, score! O'Donoghue taking it in, trying to slice inside. He got a shot away. One hand on Campbell. Flings it over to the far side, and Howard. Van Meter, head up, shooting, score! Might have been the PIHL regular season. O'Donohue just smashed Campbell, who took it right in the mask, and Bailey's far side, wrist shot, save Bob's. Rebound available. Campbell to the doorstep, Lanyard nudged it just wide of the goal. Campbell in front, still available. Edgar again for Canon Mac. Schultz couldn't get there in time. It's swatted out of the air by a high stick, and that'll draw the whistle with 8:41. Pushed over by Desjardins, and the Rams are away. Campbell taking this area pass. Campbell in front, back to Campbell, and he couldn't slam it in on the far side. Goal after the save. Austin Smith guiding that on target for Canon Mac. Back come the Rams, though, all the way in, and Keegan setting up behind the net. Left it there. Casper trying to go back to Verzella. It does get there. Takes the slapper. Rebound, Keegan, and it's under Bob's. Just a sophomore, Bob's. Howard, open save, rebound, and it bounces. Now ducking behind the goal. He's got Musto right in front of him. O'Donohue keeps, almost does a full lap around the offensive zone. Handed it off to Phillips, shot save, and the rebound was there to take it away. Bailey's ahead to Campbell. 2-on-2 rush. Campbell around a man, shot it, save. Got to get your legs back under you, especially after the long intermission. First to second, whatever, but second to third, that's a legit intermission. Half minute to go on the power play. Carson to Casper, behind the back pass. Proctor shot, and it knuckled over the bar. They've been held to 1 goal or fewer 8 times, in addition to the 5 shutouts. They got to get to 2 at least tonight if they want to into the Pine-Richland end. The pass goes off a stick. Schultz fell down. Another penalty coming against Cannon McMillan. Back to him. Van Meter shooting. Blocked in front. A lot of bodies. Tapped over near wing. Bailey's hit the post. Rebound. Howard. He's saying it's in. Banking it back to Tarasovich walking the line. Switches with Van Meter. Passed it to him. A shot save. Made by Bob's. Rebound. It was under him for a second, but Howard drop off to Lanyard. 6 power play goals on the year for number 44 in black. And he gets it in front, and he's stopped by Bob's on the bang-bang chance. Carson O'Donohue makes a man miss. Here he comes. Shooting, glove save by Dembowski. Deep. Under 2 left. Lanyard pries it loose. A behind the back shot by Moser right on goal. Not a lot on it, but he was just trying to lift it. O'Donoghue's going to get it back at the half wall to Gallardini. 1 touch. It's a good pass to the corner. Phillips tried to tip it. Instead, Hart gets it on goal. Throw it across, and Dembowski deflected it behind the net. Down to the final 13 seconds. Gallardini, Phillips shooting. Dembowski again. 13th victory of the season. They've won 6 of their last 7. They have 27 points, just 1 behind Seneca Valley for the top spot in Class AAA. Douglas Van